Pokemon Surprise Direct is in the bag. Announcements were made, but were they the ones we wanted? What's up, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. I've got Jake and Gabe here. We're discussing our reaction and our review of the Pokemon Direct. 8 minutes of action. They kept it just going, one after the other, announcing 3 things in the span of just a couple minutes. We got our Pokemon Switch game, guys.
We did, and it's the one we all wanted.
I actually think if you go back in time, we kind of called this very early on. We did say that Pokken Tournament Deluxe would be a likely choice for them to sort of get something out quickly and then have time to, really hopefully innovate. But this is not what people hope for, especially after Eurogamer and some other sources really hyped up Pokemon Stars and that it would be appearing on Switch. All I saw was no in the chat on the live stream.
So now I'm curious because of the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon thing. Like, do we think that Stars is even gonna be a thing at any point, or like, are they still saving that, or is it just not ready?
I think that is Stars.
So okay, so you think that there is never gonna be a Stars
name Star? I think Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon basically just like that's a Stars name swap. I mean, they are new stories. They do have new Pokemon. They are new, versions that they said, we'll make some changes. And it basically is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting that there's 2 versions instead of just one, penultimate version. But basically the same thing.
But I do
fear.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Gabe.
I was just gonna say very quickly. I do wonder if this leaves it open for like a Pokemon Stars eventually on Switch. I mean, it might kind of leave that door open a little bit, but who knows? Go ahead, Jake.
I really don't want a third iteration of Sun and Moon and just on Switch now. But my main fear is now that we know that Pokken Tournament, which is a fighting game, a Nintendo fighting game, is coming. Sorry, Pokken is coming in September. Does this mean that there is no Smash Bros. Deluxe in the foreseeable future, or do you think that they still will double up on the fighting genre?
Well, they already doubled up because ARMS is happening.
Right. So, is there any room for Smash Bros?
I don't think so. Let's get some of that out of the way. So, Pokken Tournament DX, again doing sort of the DX treatment for a Wii U game, is coming on September 22nd, which is soon. I think that's cool. I wonder how that affects any sort of E3 announcement being this year, because that is another another Wii U game coming to Switch. But it will take up a slot. And then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are November 17th. So they are at least all this year, which is nice. And then the third announcement, just to get it out of the way, is Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver.
Finally,
yes! 3DS eShop, which Jake is very excited
They come out the same day as Pokken Tournament. So, you'll have your choice of which re-release to play.
Right.
Yeah, so first of all, how do we feel about the Pokken thing? I don't mind it as much as I'm not angry about it like everybody else seems to be.
I am okay with it because I never played the first one, so this will give me a chance to experience it for the first time on the Switch, which is a much better console than the Wii U. So I'm not too down on it. I know a lot of people are, but again, I never really played Pokken first one, so Pokken Tournament. So it'll be interesting for me to try it out.
Yeah, I played through the entirety of the first game. It's pretty fun. To me, it's not as exciting as a Pokemon Stars on Switch, but at the same time, this is the logical progression, right? 3DS still has a massive install base, so you treat that as your Pokemon hub, and then, Switch is a really growing and burgeoning console, so you give that something Pokemon. It's a bone. I think it's interesting that it doesn't even bear the Pokemon name in the title, but people know this is Pokemon. So it's got 5 new fighters. There's ranked friendly group matches for online play. They're putting out a demo the week of E3, and they're gonna have another tournament for this now at E3, so a third invitational, which is interesting. I think it does give you a Pokemon title for the holidays for Switch, and now, even though it's a re-release, how many people played that on a Wii U? We talked about it not selling super well, and therefore now you're looking, you're like, okay, I can pick up Mario Kart, I can pick up Mario Odyssey, I can pick up Zelda Breath of the Wild, I can pick up Pokken Tournament, and it does round out that ensemble even more with a known property. Yes, ARMS is awesome, and I think ARMS is the better game, but this is something that I think is much more recognizable on store shelves, and you get to throw Charizard, Pikachu, Lucario, all that onto your Walmart display.
Yeah. So I'm truly not disappointed at all. I kind of like the original Pokemon. I didn't play as much of it as I would have liked. So like Jake said, this would be a good chance here, and hopefully some of the success that they found with Mario Kart can be found here again. Obviously not on the same scale. There's no way that happens, but.
Well, and maybe this is best of both worlds in some way. I know people did want mainline to hit Switch, but you now basically get 2 separate Pokemon experiences for the fall. And, one is for 3DS, one is for Switch, but you are getting more content, technically. You are getting, a reprised Pokémon tournament, and you are getting a new Sun and Moon. So it kind of is the best if you own both platforms. And I would love to see the stats of like how many Switch owners also own 3DS. And I'm sure there are some new Switch owners that haven't been part of the Nintendo ecosystem for a while, but maybe this is really kind of if you ignore the rumors, I think people would be far more excited. It's just the hype that was created by some of that Eurogamer stuff and some of the other sources saying like, oh, there is going to be this Pokemon Stars for Switch. I mean, this is kind of a Pokemon Stars game. It's taking the stars of Pokemon and they're fighting.
That's a little bit of a reach. But, you make a very valid point that, like, it's just the hype that gets people all riled up and disappointed. I didn't expect a whole lot going into this. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, a Magikarp and Pokéland thing or on your phone, go play. I thought that's what the Direct was going to be. So to see, Pokemon.
It was interesting that we got no Pokemon Go announcement. I mean, at least I think you have to give them the credit there to say like, okay, they focused on, they focused on their consoles, they focused on their main systems, and they weren't messing around with mobile. Did you guys think for a minute they were gonna do some like Switch Virtual Console thing?
No. You know how I feel about Switch Virtual
There's
Console.
no way that Pokemon would be like the spoiler of the Virtual Console.
I mean, I just thought that would be like hey, we know you don't really want Pokemon Tournament DX, so you can also play Gold and Silver on the Switch, because that would have been huge. Yeah. And I think, do you think there's any chance that at E3 we see that, hey, they are bringing Game Boy stuff to Switch?
Well, I mean, yeah, they'll have Game Boy stuff and advanced stuff on Virtual Console. That's already a thing on Wii U.
But that's true. Yeah, so I could see E3 if they do reveal Virtual Console. Maybe that is something that is kind of like the saving grace at some point. It probably doesn't happen right away, knowing Nintendo that they focus on like NES, SNES, and 64, and even GameCube. Maybe they save handheld emulation for later. But I don't know. Like, set aside hype, I think this is a pretty awesome thing because it does give, like I said, 2 or technically 3 brand new Pokemon games for this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, we all feel generally positive, right? And we're not like, well, I can speak for me. I can't, and Jake, I guess. We're not like the biggest like Pokemon fans out there. Like, we like Pokemon plenty. We've played the games, throughout our childhood and our adolescence. But it's not like we're like out there buying every single one of these games. I didn't play Sun or Moon.
I've bought every single one.
Yeah, no, that's why I said me and Jake.
Okay.
I don't think that Jake played Sun or Moon, right?
No, I didn't. Yeah,
so maybe this stuff is like more for like the hardcore fans that like really want to like replay these games, like, and it gives us a chance to play them for the first time. So that would be cool.
Right, and if you look at sort of the other side of the coin, the glass half full approach is, okay, hey, they're giving us Pokemon Tournament DX so that we have something Pokemon immediately. And then maybe they're going to take a couple years to really develop that sort of next generation 3D Pokemon game we want. And so maybe rather than porting mainline over immediately, it's a sort of a long play, right? It's a little bit of delayed gratification that maybe this means, okay, they are doubling down on Sun and Moon for 3DS, and then we'll get something bigger, better, and even more impressive a couple of years down the line for Switch once that install base grows and once, the Pokemon Company feels more comfortable with Switch. And we have seen those, posts about stuff in the future, so it could work out just well.
Yeah, for sure.
So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you pumped? Are you pretty disappointed? Either way, give us your reasons why. We want to know. I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that were so jonesing for a true Pokemon title on Switch. You didn't get that, but you do get a pretty cool Pokemon fighter, and it's coming out soon. That thing is 3 months away, which is another immediate addition to the Switch library. Can't complain about that. And you do get Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon. So you are getting your Pokemon fix in one way or another. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll be back with more coverage of this event and E3 soon. Until that time, everybody, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and are pumped for new Pokemon, pumped for E3. Subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from these Switch announcements and our discussion analysis afterwards. Until then, though, for myself, Jake, and Gabe, Switch Force out.